Hi, welcome to the very first part for food and nutrition. So we are going to go through the key terms right now because you'll be coming across some words that you will see often, and it's best not to get confused by them. Now, what is nutrition? It's really a scientific study to find out how food really affects us in terms of health, because food is necessary for our health and to grow. Now, I understand that most people, when they think about home economics or food and nutrition, it'll be about cooking. That I must assure you that it's not. We are really looking at how the nutrients such as carbohydrate, protein, fats, how they affect us in their body, how they affect us during cooking, and how can we make nutritious food from there. So food, what is food? Food provides us with energy. I want you to think back and think when you're young. Look through those photos. You notice that you grow in size, in height, in everything. That's because you are eating food. If you do not eat food, you will have consequences that you might not be likable. So where do we get our food? We get it mainly from animals and plants. Animals such as chicken, beef, mutton, fish, and plants such as fruits, vegetables, potatoes, wheat, all this. Now, food contains nutrients to keep us healthy and fit. So we're going to take a look at nutrients. What are nutrients later on? So food helps us to grow and repair our body cells. And once we grow, we are often having millions and millions of body cells that are producing and dying at the same time. So you'll see that, let's say when you sleep on your bed, for example, and you wake up, if you look at dust, you see certain dust. These are actually your dead skin cells. So this is actually part of your body cells. Number two, give us energy. We'll take a look how it gives us energy later on. Keep us healthy. There are a lot of viruses, bacteria and everything, and if our immune system is not boosted or not helped by the vitamins and minerals from the food, we will get sick very easily. Last, ensures our body function normally. When we talk about normal function, we don't just talk about running, be able to run, be able to sing, all this, but we're also talking about blood circulation, talking about being able to breathe. All these are also called normal body functions. Now, what are nutrients? Nutrients are really chemical substances that are found in food which we digest to put in our body. There are 5 types of nutrients: carbohydrate, proteins, and fats, also short as known as CPF. This is known as the macro building blocks of the main building blocks of our health. Okay, vitamins and minerals, we need them in small amounts, so we call them micro. Micro means little. Okay. There are 2 other important non-nutrients to know: water and dietary fiber. We take a look at them much later on. Now, we'll come to energy. If you take a look at this picture, you'll notice that the scientists have used a special set of equipment using infrared images to show that when the baby eats, we are actually radiating food. So all these red and yellow spots are all the heat energy that is being radiated from the body. Now, the energy is what we call its ability to do work, and we require them even when we are resting or sleeping. In food, energy is really measured in terms of kilocalories or kilojoules. You'll be watching a video later, and you'll be hearing that this lady said they will be measuring in kilojoules. We'll talk about kilojoules and how they're related to kilocalories later on. Now currently, as we talk about the macro building blocks, the carbohydrate, proteins, and fat, CPF, they are the only ones that provide us energy. So let's take a video now to see how cheeses provide us energy.
Everybody knows that we get our energy from food, but how much energy is actually in food, and how much of that do we really need? Now remember, if you want to try any of these experiments at home, make sure you put on your lab coat. This has nothing at all to do with the experiment, but it's very important to let people know that you're a scientist and not a pyromaniac. We can release that energy in food in the form of heat and light by burning it. Today we're going to be burning some cheesels. Here's one I prepared earlier. As you can see, this cheesel is burning quite nicely. That's because it contains a lot of energy for its size. It's about 30% fat. We measure energy in kilojoules. About 13 grams of cheesels, which we have here, is equal to about 300 kilojoules, which is the same amount of energy that your body uses in an hour of sleep. Let's get it lit. Now that fire was pretty good, but you know what? I'd like an even bigger one. This is 100 grams of cheesels, or 2,500 kilojoules. That's the same amount of energy that you would use if you rode your bike for an hour. You need to eat about 10,000 kilojoules a day to survive. Of course, this varies a little depending on your age, height, weight, and your activity levels. Now, 10,000 kilojoules is 4 boxes of cheesels. Of course, you don't actually want to survive off 4 boxes of cheesels a day because you'll run into a lot of nutritional problems, such as scurvy. However, a couple of cheesels won't hurt.
And we'll end with the video here, but that doesn't mean that you are given the permission to actually start burning your food. Now let's move on to calories. Now, what on earth are calories? Now, calorie is a measurement of energy expenditure. Expenditure means what do you spend on, okay? And it's the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kilogram of water by 1 degree Celsius. So keywords: heat, raise temperature, 1 kilogram of water, 1 degree Celsius. Now, we usually measure calories in kilocalories. That means by the thousand because of the word kilo. And 1 calorie is equal to 4.2 joules. So as the lady was saying earlier, kilojoule, actually 1,000 kilocalorie means 4,200 kilojoules. And as we talk about nutrients, as we talked earlier about how the CPF provide us energy, so 1 gram of carbohydrates provide us 4 kilocalories, 1 gram of protein 4 kilocalories, and 1 gram of fat 9 kilocalories. So that's why you need to exercise more when you have eaten fatty food, because of 9 kilocalories. As you've seen by the chisel just now, a lot of energy is in there, 30% of fat. So get different type of food has different type of amount of calories. So what exactly is 100 calories? So we are talking about 50 cherry tomatoes, 1 glass of orange juice, 4 square pieces of chocolate, and 1 large chicken egg yolk. So my question is, if you want to lose weight, okay, which one do you take? Do you take the 50 cherry tomatoes, the orange juice, the chocolate, or the egg yolk? Okay, now don't just think of how delicious the food tastes, or think more of nutrition and think more of the amount. For example, 50 cherry tomatoes versus 4 square pieces of chocolate. We know chocolates are sinful, but hello, 50 cherry tomatoes and just 100 calories only? A calorimeter is a device used to measure the calorie contents of the individual food. So what happens is that food is placed in here and they will be set on fire. And next thing, there will be water up here. So anytime the temperature is raised, we could tell that there is a change of the caloric value. Because remember, every time 1 degree of water, 1 degree Celsius raised, we know that that's a calorie. So a quick review: 4 uses of food, main nutrients that provide us energy, and what nutrients that do not provide us energy, what 2 non-nutrients what's energy and what's a calorie. The answers can all be found in the slides, and please pause to fill up the answers. And till I see you next time.